Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, creepy friends. Welcome to Slams and Bobs and welcome to Extreme Rules pre-show. Nixie's talk about each match that's coming up for the show. I have to say, I feel like they've built this really well as opposed to last month's one. I feel like they've really given a lot of matches time and there's really been a lot of build up to just about everything, culminating in, can I say, the women running the end of the show on Raw, which I was really happy about. I still don't buy anything Charlotte says though. I'm sorry. I was sitting there with my brother watching it and he was sort of saying he's I keep saying this, but he gets more out of my network subscription than I do. I said to him, like, I don't buy Charlotte when she talks, and he said, well, why not? And when she started talking, he said it's over the top, and it is. I think Charlotte overkills and tries to overdo her heel gimmick just a little bit, but it's too much. I think that's what it is. I don't think she's necessarily a bad talker. I think she just doesn't know how to present herself as a heel, but we'll get to Charlotte and Natalya in another light because I've also got to say one other thing about Charlotte, but we'll go there later. So we have 8 matches total, 1 pre-show. And I am quite actually looking forward to the card, despite the fact that generally when Extreme Rules comes about, I sit there and go, Extreme Rules. Because let's face it, it's PG, it's not going to be Extreme Rules as we know it. It's not going to be back to the hardcore title. It's not going to be a proper Hell in a Cell match. We all know it's going to be a watered down PG version. Let's just hope Dean Ambrose has a better match than he did at WrestleMania. So I'll start with our pre-show match. We have Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin in an ODQ match. I don't know what's kind of gone on with them. They built them up and then they haven't really used Nikki from the squad recently. And I think it's because of some of the stuff that's been happening with his brother. Baron, I think they should be building him more as a mega heel, but like, he hasn't been on programming recently, has he? I think I've seen him once or twice, but I'm not getting the hype for him. And if you want to build him as a mega heel, you need to push him out there a little bit more. I'm slightly worried for Baron Corbin, I have to admit. But the feud between them just seems to have been a bit non-existent since the last pay-per-view, and it's also aggravating me that they're still on the pre-shows. Like, give them time on the main card, please. Our big tag team title match is the New Day versus the Vaudevillains. We still don't know, oh my gosh, Enzo Amore's injury at Payback. My goodness. I remember sitting there watching it, and he kind of went down, but you didn't sort of fully know what was going on because from that, like from their main camera side catches him go through the ropes, but it's only when you look at it from the outside of the ring angle that you really see just how brutal it was. He literally, I still don't quite know who caused it or whether it was just some sort of freak accident. I don't know whether Enzo's foot slipped. I don't know whether one of the Vaudevillains, Aiden English, or whether Aiden English or Simon Grotch pushed him the wrong way. I forget which one was in the ring at the time. I think it was Simon Grotch pushed him, but he seemed to have gone to slide out. His head rebounds in the middle rope. Then Brett goes back on the floor and then he just slides out. His eyes are all in the back of his head. And at the time, he just went on the floor and went down and didn't move. And I'm sitting there going, that's not a work. Poor old Big Cass. Did you see him afterwards? He got really upset. I don't know how Enzo Amore only walked away with like a really bad concussion from that. The guy's got 9 lives. He's a cat. No pun intended, because he had leopard print hair recently, but like seriously, the guy's a cat. He's really lucky. When they flashed onto the announce team, I was getting flashbacks to Over the Edge 99 and I was thinking, oh my gosh, the worst has happened. I really, for a moment, I really thought he died. And I know that's bad, but I really thought he died. So obviously, because of the lack of Enzo Amore, the Vaudevillains were awarded the win. Do I agree with that? No, not really. But are they building the Vaudevillains as a heel tag team, despite the fact that Vince don't like them? Yes, and I'll side with that, because I do like the way the Vaudevillains are. It's probably a complete bias on the fact that I love vintage stuff and their 1920s carny peoples. I really like it. I like the way that they are, but Vince unfortunately doesn't like characters, so I'm worried they're going to sink, and they're going to sink just a little bit like the Ascension, and I say that every video. Adam Rose, goodness me, all the crap going on with Adam Rose. I mean, when he said that WWE had unfairly just suspended him, I actually really believed him, but now with all of this domestic stuff that's gone on and it's not my war, I'm not going to get involved in it. I'm kind of leaning on the side of going, are you telling fibby whoppers? This has no stipulation, the Vaudevillains versus New Day. I would like to see the Vaudevillains win it. I mean, let's face it, the New Day have had the tag titles for a very long time and they've not really done much of anything with them for months. And as much as I love them, maybe it's about time somebody else took the reins. If the New Day keep it, which I can probably see happening, I would like to see them do more with it because I am getting just a little bit bored of them holding the titles and not doing anything. Another singles match with no stipulation at Extreme Rules. Rusev versus Kalisto. Does anyone actually care about this match? No. It's very, very careless. I don't really think anyone's that bothered. I think it's going to be the match where if it was done in the UK or done in Canada, we'd all be going, ole, 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 or something like that, or we'd all just be twiddling our thumbs. I do like Kalisto, but they've not built him up enough for people. I mean, we all get involved with Lucha, Lucha, Lucha and all that jazz, but they're not building the two of them. I mean, Rusev is just a bit of a... Lana, I'm fine with Lana as long as she's an escort. I actually just said that. Oh my goodness. As long as she's a valet, that's fine. That's so funny. I can't believe I just said that. But as an in-ring talent, I don't care. Like, all you're doing is kicking your legs and showing your bits off to the world, love. I don't want you in there. That's what I'm trying to get away from in women's wrestling. I don't want you around. Maybe Kalisto should drop the title. I haven't really got a lot of feelings about this match, so I'm not going to spend time talking about something that I don't care about because the WWE haven't made me want to care about it. This isn't really a stipulation to me, but a fatal four-way for the IC title with Cesaro, Kevin Owens, The Miz and Sami Zayn. Why hasn't Zack Ryder been given his rematch yet? Could have done like a scramble match like we did with like 5 of them. That would have worked for me. Put Zack Ryder in it, please the crowd. Oh no, we can't have Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is nah, apparently. Maurice, when I heard she was coming back, right, she can stay as long as all she does is valets The Miz. The minute she tries to wrestle, Nixie get very, very angry and Nixie be very, very outspoken. I know the Cesaro section wants Cesaro to win. I'm pushing for Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. Just me personally. I think the 4 of them, I've got an itchy nose, it's a surprise. I think the 4 of them have had a really, really well-built feud and it has been entertaining to watch. The Miz, why has The Miz got a Hanson haircut? Have you seen his curtains? What's going on? Did you know that Mbop is 20 years old? How old do I feel? Very. Fatal 4-way basically means no DQ and no count out, which is everybody knows. That's the stipulation of a fatal 4-way anyway, same as it is with a triple threat. But it's not really a stipulation to me. Like, it could have been a 4 corners match. You could have made it a bit more interesting, but you didn't do it. So yeah, I'm pushing for Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn personally. The Usos versus the Club, not the Bullet Club, because I think the Japanese branding owns the right to the Bullet Club, so they're being called the Club. Works for me. There's rumours of it being changed to the Balor Club though. But we haven't had Finn Balor debut yet. Come on, David. Please. Imagine if he comes out during that match in full face paint crawling along the floor. Oh, the British fans will mark out so much. This is a Texas Tornado tag team match and it is where all 4 participants are involved. So in many ways, it's like a fatal 4-way with 2 people fighting 2 opposites rather than all 4 people going at it with each other. Obviously, the Usos are with Roman Reigns forming the Bloodline. AJ is with the Club forming the Club. And they are being well built. I think people will cheer for the Usos alone. People don't like Roman Reigns, so when they're with Roman Reigns, they all got booed the hell out of. Usos, please don't take it personally. It's not against you. They don't like Reigns. That's not me, though. I kind of want to see the Club dominate. I have to be honest. I think if AJ wins in his match, which we get into, I think if they won all of it, that would be amazing. But to my knowledge, he probably won't win because as far as I'm aware, Roman is going to SummerSlam with Cena. Which we don't want to see, obviously, but allegedly that's happening. So I don't know where that leaves AJ, but would I like them to see them clean house? Yes. But imagine how cool it would be if we had Balor in there somewhere as well. So yeah, club for me. Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in an Asylum match. Now this, it's much like Full Metal Mayhem without the roof and all the metal, but you get like all these Asylum little toys. So if they want an Asylum, just come to work with me. That's enough of an Asylum for anyone. I really, really like the idea of this, and I have to say I'm getting flashbacks to 99K and where all the orderlies were running after him to take him to some sort of mental hospital. Why did they not put him in one of those matches back then? That would have been awesome. I love the concept. I think the concept is really, really fresh. I think it's fun, all of the different things, but do they have restrictions owing to the PG? Yes. So am I worried that it's not going to quite be what we hope? Yes. Is it going to let us down? Maybe. I thought Jericho was going away to do Fozzy stuff again, but apparently he's staying. I like that he's staying for Dean Ambrose. I think the two of them are working really, really well together, and it's funny watching them. Ambrose's promo for that Asylum match, bang on, mate. Seriously. It was amazing. He was really putting everything. I don't know how he's injured himself, but he was really into it, and he was really quite vicious. I loved watching that. I thought it was brilliant. Don't mind who wins. Just please have a good match with it all. Charlotte versus Natalya in a submissions match for the women's title. As much as I want Natalya to win, I'm kind of safe in the knowledge that Charlotte's gonna win. Did I like the revival of the Screwjob last month? No. No, it was crap. It was unnecessary. What am I saying last month? It was the 1st of May, it was this month. I could tell Bret Hart felt very, very uncomfortable about it all. I felt very, very uncomfortable watching it, and I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was just unnecessary crap, as you can now understand. Would like to see Natalya win it just for one night and then maybe lose it back to Charlotte the next night. But this is where things get interesting. Apparently there's real backstage tension between Charlotte and Paige, because apparently, and this is just weird to me, and I'm not judging you because you could date whoever the hell you want, my friend. Paige is apparently going out with Del Rio. Was there ever a more mismatched pair of people? But apparently Charlotte had a fling with him, and now she's getting the green-eyed monster about Paige. What it's got to do with her, I don't know. It didn't work out for you. Tough. I'm not getting involved in whatever they're getting involved in. I've just read it, and obviously I'm discussing it. I don't want him involved in Total Divas, and I especially don't want him involved in any feud that they may have, owing to this little bit of backstage heat. Apparently Vince wants it considered because he likes it when this kind of thing happens. Me, maybe. Sometimes it works. I think it worked for Jeff Hardy and CM Punk all those years ago. But yeah, if it gets Paige on the main card again. But I am enjoying seeing Natalya finally take her spot and cement herself as a good wrestler. But I'm going to be sad to see her out of the title picture eventually. Which leads us on to our very, very last match, which is Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. It is it's an Extreme Rules match, which probably won't be a very much Extreme Rules match. It'll probably be a kendo stick here and there, maybe an odd ladder, and maybe a chair. Maybe someone going through a table. They don't do it like they used to, do they? It's such a shame. AJ apparently has some injuries, or some little nagging injuries going on, so I think they're going to try and protect him a little bit. I know they've been protecting him recently. I took him off some live events. They didn't really have him do much of anything at Raw this week. But I suppose maybe he hasn't been on the road as much as he ever has been with WWE. I'm not judging you, AJ. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I think once people have entered the WWE and they find out just how kind of hard going it is, it's kind of a shock to the system. Yes, as you know, I would love to see AJ win. Obviously, the club's getting involved, the bloodline's getting involved. Would Finn Balor getting involved be amazing? Yes! How amazing would it be for all of us? Is it going to happen? Probably not. AJ to win for me, but I know Roman's going to retain in some way. I think if they have a third match, then maybe AJ could win then. But I don't know what they're going to do for next month. I really don't. As much as I love AJ, I'm really, really not holding out much hope for this match. Purely because it's not going to be an Extreme Rules match as I know it. And I'm a very, very harsh judge of matches like this. I love anything hardcore or anything along these lines. So that's why for the whole pay-per-view, I'm normally a very, very evilly critical person. I think this is my second least hyped for match behind Kalisto and Rusev. Just my personal call, followed by Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. They're kind of the three that I have interest in, but the least interest in, if that makes sense. Either way, that was Extreme Rules. What do you think is going to come? What do you think is going to happen? Please tell me down here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. We no longer have a BWR chat room. So what I will do is link you to the Facebook page, and if you would like to come and join in some sort of conversation thread I can try and make there, then please do. Otherwise, what we generally do is make a Facebook chat window and just join in there. I don't know quite what we're going to do now that the chat's gone and the website's gone. We'll find out. I will see everyone again for another WWE video, and I will be tweeting throughout the show as well, so long as I can stay awake. I've been doing well with it this week. I'm like gone back into training mode today, so I last till 4 AM. I will see everyone again. Bye.